We are Group A, and this is Minta.
My name is Nish.
My name is Joseph.
Our presentation is ITIL strategy for Virgin Media based on previous presentation, and these are contents of presentation. We will investigate briefly about ITIL and applying ITIL in our hybrid model for Virgin Media. After that, we analyze ITIL service of design, transition, and operation for Virgin Media. First and foremost, what is ITIL? Basically, ITIL means the Information Technology Infrastructure Library, and it is a framework of best practices for delivering IT services. ITIL service strategy helps organizations understand the merits of using a market-driven approach. ITIL's systematic approach to IT service management can help business manage risk, strengthen customer relations, establish cost-effective practices, and build a stable IT environment that allows for growth, scale, and change.
In this section, I will justify our approach to the specific case of Virgin Media. Our IT strategy model for Virgin Media includes in this version the following ITIL processes: service strategy, service design, service transition, and service operation. An ITIL service strategy can help Virgin Media to understand which types of services should be offered to each customer in different market segments where the company is represented. For example, in telephone, television, and internet services. To do it, is important to understand the customer needs, anticipating and managing their demand, allocating the necessary resources to meet required business outcomes. According to our model, it will be important to understand the external forces, evaluate opportunities and threats, understand our internal capabilities, and allocate them to meet Virgin Media business strategy. This will allow us to set up a vision and strategy. The accomplishment of business targets will depend on the service design. That is to say that the accomplishment of vision and strategy will depend on the availability, capacity, and continuous improvement of the infrastructure, tools, and human resources, which we describe in the architecture section. In the implementation of an IT strategy requires a careful approach to ensure that changes are successfully implemented without troubles in the way. Therefore, our transition and ongoing plans intend to be our approach to manage the change during the implementation of our IT strategy in Virgin Media. During all processes of the implementation of our IT strategy, we also intend to ensure the delivery of the best possible service to Virgin Media customers. In order to ensure the quality commitment established by Virgin Media with ISO 9001 certification, which ensures a high quality standard. Finally, in order to ensure the continuous improvement, we want to keep control and monitor the implementation of our IT strategy plan and learn. This will allow us to take corrective action when necessary.
The main purpose of service design is to plan and design IT services together with the governing IT practices, processes, and policies to realize the service provider's strategy. And also it is to facilitate the introduction of these services into supportive environments, ensuring quality service delivery, customer satisfaction, and cost-effective service provision. The indispensable nature of the service design stage to the service life cycle lies in the fact that service design lies the groundwork on which the service is built, and this design blueprint consists of the following elements. These are the 7 processes of service design. These are pros and cons of ITIL service design. Service design helps to reduce cost and improve the efficiency of over decision making. However, there are some challenges with identifying complex organizational and business environments and limited budget. These are capabilities of service design in ITIL. Through service design, organization can facilitate collaborations between teams and analyze customers' demand and their own future vision and goal. The activity of implementing and improving service design of Virgin Media need to be focused on the need and the desire of the customer and business. This is typical figure of service design. Based on design, I made this flowchart, which is an example of designing new service for network fault management in Virgin Media. Virgin Media can use a system that can collect different problems from customers. The system can, through historic data and real-time data, to deal with the basic network problems and give suggestion that helps users fix network problems through user interface. The problem case can be saved in data server.
Service transition helps with planning and management of service changes that occur in business due to internal and external forces. During service transition, it helps organizational services like employees, processes, technological aspects, suppliers, culture of organization, risk, governance, and most importantly, service strategy. Now, processes. ITIL 2011 has uh, main processes like change management and evaluation, which controls and assesses major changes. Project management helps with all aspects of the project with planning and managing, release and deploy management plans and control product releases and ensures its integrity in live environment. Service validation and testing tests the releases and ensures its reliability. Service asset and configuration management protects the relationship and dependencies between configuration items. Management gathers, stores, analyzes, and shares knowledge within the organization. Now, advantages and disadvantages. ITIL offers overall cost reduction, reliable method, increase organizational efficiency, employee skill and experience improvement, improves productivity, offers a more personal approach, provides better customer satisfaction. Moreover, it can be used in both smaller or bigger businesses. It, however, has some barriers for success too, like implementation methods can be hard to understand sometimes. An adoption cost can be too high. Learning ITIL is very costly and implementation requires special training. Now we talk about capabilities. Service transition has the capability to offer new possibilities to a business. For example, it can work towards achieving new company objectives aside from the older ones. The company can obtain new resources and employees can become more experienced from the undertaking, both of which are welcome addition to any company. Analyze and assess new plans that the businesses want to take and do this at a very low cost without affecting the existing system. Adjust the plans based on these assessments. For ITIL implementation in our case study, which is Virgin Media, first the service design processes are completed. The service design focuses on IT service and all of the elements of the service, technical or otherwise. After this is done, the implementation stage begins. In this stage, the service design plans are executed. Service transition works to effectively bridge the gap between service design and service operation. It also ensures that company objectives delivered and they can be used and maintained efficiently and at low cost. Then various QA and stress tests are performed both in virtual and real world to check success and fault tolerance of the system. Doing theoretical testing is extremely cost effective and has low risk. In case of failure, the system is reverted to planning and design phase and the whole process is repeated. When it passes the testing phase in live environment, it is then considered ready for release. Deployment takes place in service operation stage.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about service operation. Service operation is the phases of the strategy that ensures that customers or users are receiving services at the agreed levels, as well as maintaining applications, infrastructure, technology that supports the service delivery. The technology exploration of this could be broken down into 4 functions, thus being service desk, technical management, IT operation management, and application management, which we'll discuss later within Virgin Media. As well as there's 5 processes, which are event management, incident management, request fulfillment, problem management, and access management. Breaking down the service operation into advantages and disadvantages, the 2 advantages that I believe are most important is that it increases business efficiency and makes better decision making. The 2 disadvantages I believe are important are the lack of engagement with the project and development staff, and finally the justification of the funding used. Moving on to its capabilities, it definitely helps with new capabilities and resources such as social media, cloud computing, business agility, governance, and most important, security, all of which we are now going to apply to Virgin Media. So in the implementation stage, we can break it down, again mentioning in the first slide, into 4: service desk, technical management, application management, and IT operation. IT operation would be thus daily rollouts or blogs. Service desk would be things such as troubleshooting. Technical management would be technical skills to support continuous operations. And finally, application management would help in the decision making. So finally, moving on to conclusion, we have discussed the ITIL, what is it required for, and how we have used it to develop our hybrid model into a new hybrid model. Finally, we implemented this into Virgin Media using the 3 processes, and we, as a result, understand what service design, transition, and operations purposes within the ITIL process. These are our references.